What it do, everybody? Live with some more L4D. Gonna be playing Last Breath, a custom map from L4D. Before we get started, this stream is sponsored by none other than W Energy. Get yourself 10% off energy using code YBNino at checkout. Helps you out and helps me out. That's code YBNino at checkout. Enjoy with 10% off at w.dg. Let's get into it, shall we?
It will fully heal you and take away stim.
3 might be too many, though.
Difficulties lower.
I say keep
Higher
the medkits single use.
So this is how I was thinking
there's
about it.
more medkits that show up on the lower difficulties.
Okay, this is how I was going to think about it. Easy to hard, 3 medkits. Heroic, heroic, 2.
Mm-hmm.
Legendary, 1.
Hmm.
And in heroic, I want like higher caliber bullets to be 1 shot. Heroic to legendary, stronger enemies are going to 1 shot you. That's why, and so 2, you have 1 for your, so you're going to go down, and your teammates are going to go down. You're going to need to revive them.
And I guess
that shit
another
took forever to
thing
load.
that we could do is have, of course, the gameplay between the ODSTs and Noble Team would be vastly different because, of course, Noble Team has better shields and armor than the ODSTs do.
This is really not
That's why. So Noble Team will actually lose the medkit system completely. And the armor pickups that you have, like the power armor, like the sprint and all that. Sprint's automatically integrated. Sprint's already integrated. And kind of...
Yeah, we could have Sprint be there because, of course, ODSTs wearing the lighter armor would know how to run. But we could have their Sprint be infinite, but noticeably slower than Noble Team's Sprint. And we could have Noble Team's basic walking speed be slower than the ODST's Sprint, but much faster than their walk. And Noble Team's Sprint just be ridiculous.
Charger drop.
So their Sprint should be as...
Guns here.
And here's the thing, too. Make the maps bigger. Make the maps bigger with more objectives and more open for the sprint to be utilized. But also at the same time, when you're sprinting, now you have access to new stuff. Like, for example, when you're sprinting and you jump, you could jump high and get to higher heights. When you're sprinting,
farther and higher when sprinting, but ODSTs don't get those extra buffs, nor do they get the extremely fast Spartan sprint. They have just a basic sprint.
While you're sprinting as a Spartan 3, the bash system that you had in Halo 5, it's a tackle system. It's a tackle system that guarantees on enemies with no shield a melee animation, like assassination.
Whereas with enemies with a shield, it knocks them on their ass and disables their shield.
It knocks them back, disables their shield, and guarantees a kill.
Well, not necessarily guarantees a kill. You still gotta follow up. Their shields are down, but they're not dead.
Yeah, and smaller enemies, when you do that bash, just goes through them. So
grunts and jackals just get fucking steamrolled.
Jackals get steamrolled. I would say I would add, and then I would add grunts to be that way. And then if you hold it during the bash, you could do a unique animation on the grunts. Since grunts are actually able to almost... A melee from a grunt is almost able to kill a Spartan.
Oh, this way.
This is lore. Grunts. So on heroic, on Halo 5, if you have a grunt hit you, it takes out all your shield and brings you to half health. And that's lore accurate damage. Did you not know that?
I didn't think grunts were that
shit.
Up.
They're 6 feet.
grunts aren't 6 feet. Grunts are 4.
No. Hold on. Let me rephrase that. Point out the. Where are the grunts? Yes, I'll take a picture if you want me to send proof. They're not 6 feet.
All
Yes.
I've ever seen says grunts are 4 foot.
Let me find it. Campaign. Infantry.
Because Marines are still taller than the grunts, and the average Marine is supposed to be 5'11" because that's average height.
Yeah. I'm trying to find it. Oh, here. I found the enemy log. Okay. Grunts are 4 foot 6.5 inches. 5 feet to be 5 feet 5'7". That's their average height.
So 4'6" to 5'7".
Yes. So they're pretty tall.
Still shorter than a person, which is why
Yes.
they're seen as cannon fodder.
Average weight 248 pounds to 350.
Damn.
So they're short and
Big little
heavy.
boys.
No, they're not even that wide either. They're actually considered small.
Yes.
They're just
Here.
built like crustaceans.
Yeah. Right here. Admit as
We
small
went around the building.
as they are, do not let that. What's that fucking say?
Reloading.
As small as they are, do not let their short stature fool you. They were known to swing their arms and like a built-in mace, able to crush skulls. Best thing about their arms.
Well, their arms are spiked, and they are built like crabs, so...
Yes. Yeah, I have the Halo 4 lore book. The only cool thing that came out of Halo 4 was their lore book.
Yeah.
So fucking big. I like the design of it. It's the only thing I like about it. But
Oh, I hear a piano. What the hell?
my favorite thing about
God damn it.
my other favorite thing about that too. So yeah, like for example, you can. So I feel like they're pretty chonky, mind you. Hold on, let me go back to that and let me find elites because I think the elites are not that. I know they're heavy, but not. I'm pretty sure grunts are like.
From what I remember, are like the same weight as a grunt is.
Hold on, right here. Elites,
AKs.
7 to 8 feet. Yeah, they're around the same weight as a grunt. They're the heaviest they can go is
Alarm door here.
387. But so yeah, Spartans are fucking heavy.
Spartans are big. Spartans weigh 1,000 pounds, don't you?
Yeah, and yet elites are able to pick them up by their throat.
Considering that elites are.
Ellis
also
just
very
said, well,
strong.
that just dills my pickle.
But the problem is like their weight and what they're able to lift doesn't match up. That's the problem.
Muscle density.
True. But then that means they burn a lot of calories.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Well,
They-
elites are mostly semi-carnivorous. They are omnivorous, but they prefer meat, and meat is a very calorie and nutrient-dense food, so that does fit.
And they also lay eggs too. So that
are
means
reptilian,
yeah. But
which means
their
their metabolic rate can be slower than would normally be suggested by their size and strength.
but at the same time, the problem is too. There's a 80% mortality rate for any female elite giving birth, aka laying eggs.
Yeah, that's the ever so slight issue.
That's fucking love when you take small amounts of biology, you understand that. Small amounts of like biology, you're like, oh yes, that wouldn't make sense because if they burn a lot of calories and giving birth also takes up a lot of calories, even laying
It does
eggs.
take up a lot of calories, but egg laying doesn't take nearly as many calories as giving live birth because egg laying, of course, does not require full development of the fetus. Most of that happens in egg.
Still, building the egg,
Yes,
releasing the
which
egg, and
I'm guessing there's a reason why the mortality rate for essentially the females is so low. It's because they have access to adequate food and medical equipment.
yeah, probably.
I mean, why do you think the males are the only ones who go to war and the females have such a high position, relatively speaking, in Greek culture?
There are some female warriors in the elite
There are
culture.
female warriors, but I'm saying in their culture, being a warrior is traditionally seen as the male's job because the female's job has other dangers and applications.
Females also fought in wars too,
They did.
and
I'm
other
not
females
saying
are.
that.
They're also, and it's been proven that the females are a lot stronger than the males in the lore.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I'm saying yeah.
The only times the difference is the first ever arbiter who defied the covenant. He was
God damn it! I was
alone.
trying to avoid that.
He was alone on average. He was considered the best warrior.
That hits the spot.
And in fact, you know what happened before him? The second,
Always count on you, bro.
the arbiters are all usually either male or female, but he was the first ever arbiter to actually keep his throne, keep that title, and was the first one to actually taken away from a female warrior.
Neat.
And you wanna know what's funny about the female warriors? You know what their preferred weapons are?
They're fists.
Staffs.
Oh, staffs instead of energy swords or blades, because before
Oh, no.
energy swords there were blades.
Their staffs. Their staffs are also even those high guards
Little
that
bitch.
the elites use.
Little bitch.
That
God damn it!
yeah.
She wouldn't die!
Ah! Get the fuck off me!
Kill it!
I'm
Kill it!
I'm working on it.
For those blades, though, those energy staffs, we want to call them.
All right.
One of something real. So all those high guards were actually female warriors. That's also why, if you think about it, the highest position of power in the Covenant all belong to females.
That's funny.
And also, let's not forget that the Arbiter canonically has a clutch of his own.
Yeah, he has a wife.
And in fact, the wife also fought during the Battle of St. Hilly in Halo 5.
Yup.
And she actually killed by herself with her staff being knocked out of her hand after an explosion because of Locke's stupidity. You know that, right?
Yeah, no, Locke is
Man,
an
this right here
idiot.
hurts something.
This is why Chief and Arbiter have a good relationship, and Arbiter does not like Locke.
That, and also the fact that Locke also is just listening to Oni.
Yeah, pretty much.
Locke left a much more sour taste in his mouth because when the Guardian rose and everything,
Get back!
when he jumped on and everything,
Safe house up ahead.
the Arbiter watched him look back and watch the Arbiter's wife being surrounded, and
Get your asses in.
then basically saw the Arbiter's wife getting knocked back from an explosion. Instead of jumping off the Guardian going to save her, instead went with the Guardian. She climbs the fucking thing. The fucking... I forget what it's called. She climbs up it, and then takes on. If I remember right, I'm just saying if I remember right, I don't have the book on me at the moment. My
156
sister has
melee
it.
kills.
Took on, I think it was 5 zealots, all with energy swords.
Jesus.
And all she and
Then
one.
again, these were like the New Covenant zealots, and the New Covenant zealots were vastly inferior. But still, that's ridiculous.
She's equivalent to she was considered a New Covenant zealot at this time because she never fought a Spartan before. But
True,
with
but considering it's the Arbiter's wife, I classify her differently.
Keep an eye out.
she was built different though because
She really do be built different. If she wasn't built different, Arbiter wouldn't have married her.
also also he liked about her how gentle her eyes looked.
That sounds like an Arbiter thing, honestly. That
picked-
sounds very on brand for this guy.
So she picked up the Covenant Carvel supply thing. Mind you, those things Master Chief couldn't even pick up. She picks one up, throws it at 2 of the zealots, runs at the other 2, and fucking it shows her grabbing one by the throat, fleeing him and using him as a guard for the zealot to stab him back. Throws him away. The zealot loses his energy sword because it's stuck inside the other zealot. She throws him away, and the other 2 energy swords are out. So it's not a fist fight. It was basically the zealot pulls out his storm rifle that was on his back. She takes it, disarms him, throws that away, and it became a fist fight.
Fuck ass charger.
That's when the Arbiter was already
Frag rounds.
on. Mind you, Arbiter was trying to get off, was actually running at the time, and couldn't because he was also dealing with 5
Frag
other
rounds
zealots. Which he quickly took out by himself with the sword of St. Helios. Ran over to her
I got frag rounds back here.
and was willing to lose. And then in fact, he told her he was willing to lose his position of power. Because if you give the sword of St. Helios to someone else, you basically dishonored all of St. Helios and are supposed to be killed.
Huh.
And he was even said, "I'm willing to lose my position of power to save you."
I hear Hunter.
Absolute unit of a man.
But
Little bitch.
you know how she killed the last zealot. Ripped off his mandibles, his 2 other chins below him. Yeah,
Damn.
rips them off with her bare arms, grabs him by the
Lady
throat, lifts him up off the ground, and then just with one jolt, basically the equivalent of breaking the neck of a human, snaps the whole entire spine in half of an elite.
Damn.
Yes, with one quick jolt. And turns out she learned that from her mother. She learned how to do that from her
honey,
mother.
Where'd you learn that from? My mother. Why did she teach you that? Just in case you ever decided to cheat on me. Okay, noted.
You know why? She was considered. So with the way she looked, even with her gentle eyes, she was considered a valuable wife. Desirable. Valuable. Yes. There's some zealots that would actually have sex slaves of other Saint Helios, and her mother taught her how to basically fight with her bare hands.
Neat.
And she basically, because of her strength to take on 5 zealots without any weapons, made her more desirable, but also respected.
So so the other guys are just like, who's her? Who is she? Arbiter's like, that's my wife.
And then in fact, Arbiter even said when he laid eyes, when his legs trembled, but also saw the gentleness in her eyes,
Well, I couldn't
because
see
mind
it.
you, gentle. Because mind you, having anything part of you gentle is considered a disgrace in St. Healy. But
He's just
Her-
like, nah.
no, that. But also seeing that and seeing the beauty in that, mind you, he has a new aspect on everything after being with the humans.
Yeah, he's in on the warrior honor and not in on all of the stupidity.
Oh yeah. So he saw the beauty, which he never learned how to do in St. Healy traditions. Saw the beauty in her, and instead of talking about, and so when he met her, he said stuff that would be considered insulting, but instead she liked him for it because
He was being honest.
Sounds like a smoker.
she realized that he's actually liking those negative traits about her. Instead of desiring her strength that she has and how strong her brood would be,
We can take it.
in better terms.
He desired her for who she was.
Yeah, and also the fact that,
Smoker.
and in fact, she was actually, when she first laid eyes on an arbiter, she actually was scared of because she could tell that in a battle she would have lost against him.
Arbiter's just built different.
The reason why though is because she could sense the battle. She basically saw the armor he was wearing, how he hold his body language, everything. He is battle experience compared to all these new zealots and all these old zealots. Compared to all of them, he has fought both.
Because the Arbiter got married to her pre-end of the Covenant War, so he wasn't Arbiter at this point. He was a fleet master. So he was no longer.
Yeah.
Well, he might have been a shipmaster at this point, because he was only made fleet master like halfway through the Human Covenant War. And I
Yes.
don't remember when they married.
They married actually after the Covenant fall.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah. In
never
fact,
mind, he would have been married.
yes. In fact, mind you, his whole entire purpose was for the Great Journey. That was the Arbiter. He didn't care about reproducing. He didn't care about that. He cared about the Great Journey, his honor, his pride.
And then he slapped him into reality.
And when he realized and it saw everyone, and after that, and mind you, when the Arbiter came back to his home area and saw her and told that, mind you, all the other elites that tried to get on her and everything and got turned down or got their shit beaten out of them saw how the Arbiter literally saw how Arbiter and her are kicking it off and were actually quite impressed.
I'm like, how the fuck did you tame her?
But also don't. Here's the thing too. She hates Spartans with a burning passion. But when the Arbiter told him about Master Chief and all that and all the battles with him, and then
Realized
said,
maybe Spartans ain't that bad.
No. The way, so she asked, so who's this person he worked with, and made you realize, like, all this basically talk when he was talking about it. He talked about the demon, Master Chief. He even said, but he even used the word the demon.
Love this music.
Because he realized, yeah, all Spartans are demons, but there's only one demon. Because out of respect, and this was out of respect for the Master Chief too,
Yeah.
using that term. And then, so he explained. So basically, he says, as much as he took out a bunch of our fellow warriors and everything,
He didn't do it stupid. He did it like a man.
he explained his
Bullied
battle
that
tactic,
witch.
the fact that we were technically fighting them on an unfair advantage. the whole time. Like, we were dishonoring our own traditions fighting the humans. They're not as powerful as we are.
Well, I mean, consider how the Arbiter treated when he ambushed an entire unit. Like, in the audio logs of Halo 2, Locke is commenting on how the Arbiter, who was at the time a fleet master, not even a ship master at the time, he was a fleet master at this point, and he caught a UNSC unit not even fully ready to go, deployed yet. He told his units to stand the fuck down and wait for the Marines to get prepped. Did it win them the battle? No.
No.
But he wanted to have as even a fight as reasonably good.
Yeah, but and then when the elite realized it wasn't even an even fight because their technology was far superior compared to theirs. In fact, him fighting a Spartan, when he got his first kill on a Spartan, which was a Spartan 2, and actually, turns out, when he fought the Spartan, he realized that that his shield was...
Stronger
This Spartan had no, and this was the time the Milner armor didn't have any kinetic shields.
Mark IV then. This wasn't even the Mark V yet.
Yes.
The Mark V was where it had shields.
In fact, the Arbiter even explained that he has taken out a really close ally to the Master Chief. Yes, this is canon. One of the few closest people he meet, not on blue team, but outside of blue team. He fought one, realized they aren't strong, and decided to and realized that he wasn't winning. Realized the bullets that he was using weren't breaking through his shield at that time. And he realized the Spartan had no more ammo in his gun. The Arbiter hands him an energy sword.
Oh, and they just
He
fucking
takes-
dueled it.
And then he takes off his energy shield. He disables his energy shield. The Arbiter disables his own energy shield. And said, I gave him he fought as hard as he could. He deserved as equal of a fight as I could give him. The Arbiter even said, I, in a way, trained him how to use the energy sword properly. So when they were clashing, only he was testing, seeing how fast he could learn, which he learned fast, and then ready for the final. And then when it was time for the final strike, the Arbiter when he even said this was a strike that either ended my story or ended his. He strikes, the Arbiter kills him, but the Arbiter suffered a slash. And you know in Halo 2 there's a slash before he gets branded?
Mm-hmm.
The same slash that the Arbiter took.
He was wounded, yeah.
He was wounded, but since it's a warrior's wound, because mind you, when you bleed, you're supposed to kill yourself if it's a battlefield. But if it's a 1v1 fight against energy shields, if you're wounded, the blood it's cauterized immediately, so there's no blood dropped. So he didn't bleed that day. He just has a battle scar. He even said, I didn't bleed that day. If I have, I would probably end my own life. As tradition. Yes. But
Laser sights
and
here.
then the Arbiter remembered the call sign, the name and everything, because how memorable
The fight was.
Yeah, and all that. He found the dog tag and this is the first time he saw Spartan's face too. The Arbiter did.
Oh, because he took the helmet off.
He took the helmet off as a trophy to become a zealot. Was denied the zealot because of the fact that he gave the Spartan a fighting chance.
Wouldn't that make him more qualified to be a zealot?
Yes, but due to zealots only being due to the elite ranks being part of the prophets versus to the elites, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He was denied because becoming a zealot, you go straight to the zealots core. You go straight to the zealots, show them that, and then it's the prophet say so. He had the trophy. He had the body. He had the body and the trophy. He also had the dog tags intact. Everything that screams Zealot never gotten it.
That's some bullshit.
Hey, he became he became the Arbiter, which is a higher honor than a Zealot.
Yeah, but it's also the highest honor the Covenant could bestow upon him.
It is a high honor and a dishonor. And then when he realized when he got told that, mind you, between Halo 2 and 3, like, that takes place a couple months afterwards. You know that, right?
Halo 2 and 3? No, 2 and 3 happened directly after each other.
Oh, no. But basically, around some point between Halo 2 and 3, it's like, directly after each other, he learned the history of the Arbiter.
Well, I think they always knew the history of the Arbiter, but they couldn't dispute the history of the Arbiter with the Prophets because the Prophets had turned it into what it was now. They still knew their history. They just had to adapt to fit the Covenant.
You know how? No, he actually got the logs. During the grave mine, yeah, he snuck in and got the logs. And when he had the downtime in the human dropship, he read them through in his words, a inferior device.
A UNSC device.
Yes. That he even stated that he didn't get to all the history, but he got enough to know what exactly happened with the Arbiters.
Yeah, because the only thing the UNSC actually had that was superior to Covenant tech was AIs and Mac.
And those Mac cannons were funny because they didn't even work half the time. Except for the new ones.
Except for the new ones. But the new ones were really all they had left during the main brunt of the Human Covenant War, which is why the Covenant feared the Mac gun so much, because it could pierce their shit. It could get through their shields.
My favorite part, too, is when in the lore, Cortana did use another EMP thing, this time using a Covenant reactor, which forced them to upgrade the reactors. She caused a whole entire... She use a Covenant reactor off of their super cruiser, their super fleet cruisers, which are the bigger ones and the much more powerful ones compared to the super cruisers. She disabled it, and a Mac cannon fired and split the thing in half. And you know what the size? It wasn't even a super Mac; it was a light Mac.
Just a light Mac. Oh,
yes, and mind you, this is Cortana telling the fleet admiral where to aim.
What the hell?
So yes, with AI assistance and a Mac cannon, yes, you could probably take out their most powerful ships in a single Mac with a single light Mac.
Yeah. Well, the Covenant feared the Mac because they didn't know how the damn thing worked.
A bunch of magnets.
Yeah, they didn't understand it, and on top of not understanding the Mac cannon, they weren't understanding how the hell it was piercing their shields.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I went back?
That's why they adapted the.
No.
That's why they adapted the battle strategy of flying over them.
Mm-hmm. Because it was their only chance, and even then, it didn't work as often as it failed.
It's because what happens when you got a Master Chief that your Mac cannon's not aiming at? He's gonna give you back your bomb.
I'm gonna give the Covenant back their bomb.
I love the clip of Master Chief giving back their bomb, but it goes, what actually happened is just Master Chief screaming, "Oh shit!"
What's actually happening.
Versus, so it's like what we see and what we don't hear, and it's internal model, and then Master Chief's internal monologue. "Oh shit! Why did I plan this? What the fuck was my idea? Oh shit!"
Fuck shit! Fuck shit! Fuck shit!
and then it cuts to him when he goes, "Oh, that's pretty," and then the explosion happened. Wait, this is not supposed to happen. Dun, ow!
For a prick,
He flew pretty good. And then
God,
he's
I
like,
love
and
Sergeant Johnson.
then it cuts after that to Master Chief saying, with the internal monologue, "Asshole." In an alternate
Seriously,
universe,
Sergeant Major Avery Johnson.
For the
Absolute unit.
cheesiest one-liners. But if it was anyone else, badass one-liners. But for anyone else, those would have been cheesy.
Yeah, pretty much. Except he's just such an absolute unit of a man that it works.
Yeah. I know what the ladies. Oh, my favorite, the freaking when you're playing Legendary Halo 2, it's gonna take a miracle to break through that. Miracles. I got 10 tons of divine intervention.
Drops tank. You're one very lucky Marine. Back in my day, we had 2 sticks and a rock, and we had to share the rock. So buck up, boy. You're one very lucky Marine.
Yeah, and then the other one is this is the Marine goes,
100 tons of divine intervention or something like that.
No, we're gonna need a miracle to go that. A miracle? Well, if we need a miracle to go through that, then call me the Lord. Here's, and then he explains all the specs of a Spartan, of a Scorpion, of divine intervention. Just follow the Master Chief. He knows what to do.
Stick with the Master Chief. Don't know what to do.
I love that. That's just the perfect quote. No matter what difficulty, that is a perfect quote for Master Chief.
Stick with the Master Chief. Don't know what to do.
I'm talking about that whole entire. I'm talking about the whole entire Scorpion thing.
Oh. Yeah.
All the different, because the difficulties are different per.
Yes, there are different. He does different speeches based on the difference. And the thing
when you.
I've gone into the Scorpion's lore. I know a lot about that fucking tank.
Yeah, but my favorite part too about the Master Chief is how Master Chief immediately pulls a gun on Sergeant and said, "How you didn't get infected?"
No!
And the Sergeant, instead of being bitter, actually understood the Master Chief and his fear, because mind you, when the library, right? That mission where you first fight the Covenant, the Flood, like not the library. Did he know an infection form almost snapped his neck beforehand? So the whole entire time the Master Chief is, quietly killing hordes of the Flood. You know what was actually going through his head? Yes. That. And so when the Master Chief points...
was one of the only times the Master Chief genuinely felt afraid of anything.
Brutes too.
Well, I said one of the only times.
Brutes almost broke his arm. Keyword almost, because
His arm
yeah.
was beef.
No, in fact, he actually lost all sensation in his right arm for like 3 weeks and couldn't use it after his first encounter with the Brute. And the only reason why he survived is because one of his blue teammates shot the Brute in the back of the head and killing it instantly. Yeah. And then after that, they had to fight 3 more Brutes with a crippled Master Chief.
Great.
Wait a minute.
How do you think that? How do you think that went well for the Master Chief?
You haven't been hearing that the entire time?
No, I wasn't paying attention.
So
I can barely hear the
one
game.
One of my but so yeah, Master Chief basically Master Chief was using the Halo CE Magnum. Yeah, there's a clip in the comic where a Brute charges at the Master Chief. He points to CE and you just see the under jaw of the Brute completely gone, and it's just its head.
Well, because that thing's 50 Action Express.
With high explosive armor piercing.
Well, no, not high explosive. Those didn't have high explosive. They were just AP.
They changed it to heat recently, not heat. 343 decided to say it's gonna be heat now during Halo 4.
Oh,
And-
the Halo 4 ones. Yeah.
No,
Halo
not the
4 is
Halo 4.
different.
Halo 4,
That's a tank.
Are you serious? I just healed.
Klaus. So the Halo 4 lore book showed the evolution of that Magnum. Halo 4 lore book showed the Halo 4 one and the Halo CE one. Halo CE one even states it has AP
Fuck
high
you!
explosive.
Piece of shit.
Because
Yes.
in Halo CE, you can read the ammo pouches for that thing, and it's 50
Yes.
Action Express armor piercing.
Oh my
Yes,
god,
they
no way
changed
we
it.
killed it.
Walk this off.
They fucking changed it. I'm not kidding you. You could look it up.
I gotta
They
fucking
changed it in
heal
lore,
again
Cloud.
after already healing because I got hit by a goddamn car.
It used to be 50 AP Action Express. They changed it again. Bungie changed it in Reach one more time, and then 343 took it over and decided to add micro gyrojets. That's what it was, micro missiles, just to make it more sci-fi.
Yeah, no, fuck.
What?
Fuck you, 343. I am going to go with the current lore and the lore that is,
Bungie?
because here's the thing. There's a lore hierarchy in Halo. You have the
Yeah.
games. The games with the highest priority because they are the thing. Then
Yes.
you have the books. Then you have the movies.
The book. So
If in-game, it is 50 Action Express armor piercing,
it's
it is
50.
50 Action Express armor piercing.
Question: which version of CE were you playing at the time?
Fuck you.
Anniversary.
Anniversary. Yeah.
The anniversary. And when you go back to playing on the original graphics for CE, not just the anniversary ones.
I was about to say, which way do we
still
go?
says
You drop right down
AP.
onto the semi.
That's weird because in the lore books and also through Halo Reach, describing the new variant of the Magnum, it was 50 Nitro Express AP high explosive.
I've never seen that in Reach either. I always ever just saw it was a heavy caliber pistol.
It was during the Red versus Blue rant, and that's canonically lore accurate because anytime those rants happen, they dump some stupid fucking lore.
Get the fuck!
But hey, you know what's really funny though?
Boomer Bile out.
That's really funny though. I think you also would laugh about Klaus. I love the fact that they still use 5.56 in the future.
They don't. They use
You saw-
7.62.
7.62 and the DMRs are 5.56.
DMRs fire a heavier caliber than
No. The Commando.
the
It shoots-
VK-78.
I think so. That's what it's called. I know
I
the
thought-
Saw. The Saw shoots.
Because the assault rifle shoots 7.62, the battle rifle shoots, I believe, 8mm, and the DMR shoots something bigger than the battle rifle.
Well, crazy. We're gonna get the survivors have escaped. I haven't gotten that in a while. It's the fucking tank.
Okay, it's the Saw. The Saw. That big
the
gun.
Saw shoots 5.56, yeah.
Yeah, which is funny. They're still using 7.62 though, which is a modern day. I would
Yes.
expect them. In
But
fact,
the funny thing is, if you look at the lore of even the bullets, they are lighter than modern 7.62, hit harder than modern 7.62, and shoot and fly with a higher velocity than modern 7.62, which means they upped the materials and the propellant.
Fuck.
nice. You know, it's also really something you laugh about, Klaus. One of the most
See
common
if
way
I can
that
find a
cruiser and a destroyer would have fought any Covenant ship, missile spam.
Yeah, no, they would missile spam, and they would occasionally nuke spam.
They have a missile spam, nuke spam, and then if that didn't work, you know what they also used?
Mac. Or just,
Yeah, and if that...
ram it.
Yeah, in fact, there was actually a prototype ship that, of course, before it got, as it was being used, they decided to say, you know what, let's turn one of our ships into a giant blade and ram it, see what happens. It worked so efficiently, the Covenant actually glassed the planet where it was stationed.
That's hilarious.
And in fact, all the blueprints and everything that was on it was on that planet too, so we never got to see it.
Fuck.
In fact, it was an insurgents thing, and it was actually able to, and the front of it was able to disable Mac rounds.
That's
Yes.
great.
So the insurgents found a way to deflect. It says disable the energy and deflect the actual projectile of a Mac round. So
Did we do after
pretty much
I don't know.
what you're hearing is they found when it hits the bladed part of the ship, the way it was shaped and everything would have basically stopped all of that, energy, so it cannot disable shields, and it would deflected the fucking thing away.
Because it had the sloped armor of the gods.
Yes, while also having some sort of and it was also supposed to have the ability to absorb energy and put it into like a temporary shield around it. And that's basically their plan, was basically they found a way to make, using UNSC shield tech, found a way to make an energy shield out of it. By using the kinetic force and the energy output of a Mac round. So you got a ship-sized energy sword, pretty much. Basically what happened was, and Ray wanna know how the fight went, too, in the comics? The Covenant ship flew above them like they planned. They started flying. They immediately had it flying straight up. They tried to glass it, absorb the energy of it, and cut through it. And so pretty much now they're just hitting the glassing port. What happens when you cut that? A big explosion happens. And due to the nature of the ship work, it was absorbing all that energy. It created a perfect amount of density of the shield that it managed to not get scrapped, a single scratch.
That's just stupid.
Hey, by the way, that wasn't even planned. They planned on seeing if they could use it as a throwaway ship because it actually costs less material than a Mac gun. Accidentally found a perfect counter to the Covenant.
And then they blew it up.
And then the Covenant realized that because, mind you, if you manage to stop a glassing beam, you're a problem.
Just managed to eat a glassing beam to the face.
You're a
and
problem.
Keep going.
You're a problem. Yeah, so good news, this is Halo Legends, not actual Halo lore.
If it was actual Halo lore, I would be upset.
Yes, but Halo Legends, so
yeah.
so Bungie made it. And then 343 took it out. This is Bungie's idea. Kind of fucking stupid, right?
Yeah.
Like this, and in fact, it's also a really bad one. What was it called? I forget the name of that one lore book, from the one that the shipmaster fought the flood and lost his mandibles. His two left mandibles.
Yeah, I thought he lost his mandibles somewhere else.
Nope, it was a flood ship. His first encounter with the flood.
But
yeah, and then
that doesn't
they
make
scrapped that.
sense.
They 343 scrapped that. Fucking 343
okay.
loves scrapping that.
That one makes a bit more sense for them to scrap the like both of these so far that you told me make some semblance of sense for them to scrap it because just based on the timeline, I'm trying to figure out where the hell the
So
shipmaster would have been fighting the flood.
basically, the shipmaster's first encounter with the flood was between Halo 1 and Halo 2. This is where the timeline was. So the flood was already out. The flood was out. Mind you, they were setting a
That
grave
makes
mine
sense.
in. Yeah, and pretty much he found basically a infected UNSC ship, and it was a piece of the Infinity or the Pillar of Autumn. Is it the Pillar of Autumn or the Infinity?
Pillar of Autumn.
You know what I'm talking about?
'Cause
Yeah,
the
you do
Infinity-
know it.
The Infinity was Halo Infinite.
Yeah. Pretty much, as he was fighting that, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
When he found this infected piece, he fought, and a infection form. The infection he saw an infection form kill a grunt, snapping its neck,
Yoink. Your spine
and then it just gets worse because they get ambushed by the flood. The shipmaster gets into a scruffle, a fight, a fist fight with a flood and human grunt, a marine,
God damn
an
it.
infected marine. That's what I was trying to say. An infected marine, where the infected marine, mind you, the flood changes body types.
Yeah,
Mind
the
you,
flood makes them incredibly strong.
yeah, but also changing changing. So instead of the typical whip arm they get, this infected marine had 2 extra arms at its chest next to the infection form. Those 2 arms reached out, grabbed its mandibles, ripped it off.
Ow.
The shipmaster used that opportunity. Mind you, the shipmaster had both his arm pins, uses the opportunity to basically, you could call it adrenaline, whatever. He saw the opportunity
With the
as his
fucking
mandibles got
mauls.
ripped, grabbed the infection form and ripped out of the Marine's chest.
Huh.
And then he looks over to see an elite, a full-on elite get thrown into biomass, not even infected. And watch as and then you could see as the elite shows his face getting pulled in. You could hear it, even the comic even shows crackling noises and all that from the elite getting crushed from the biomass.
Ooh, crowbar.
Want to know how the shipmaster? And you know how the shipmaster escaped? Found a nuke.
He found a nuke.
Yeah, he found a nuke and remembered the last Spartan he took out had a nuke, and saw what happened. Saw how the Spartan used it.
So he's like, alright. My turn.
Yeah. He did that and destroyed that piece of flood. He was the only survivor and had to pilot a whole entire cruiser by himself. Because when they got on, it was a small strike team. He calls up for backup. And the backup, turns out the flood actually used that and put them all in the biomass too. So, but the shipmaster is experienced. And he showed that by...
Alright, this thing's a nuke. I'm gonna use
This,
nuke.
and then he showed more experience by flying a cruiser and he's the only pilot.
Book it.
People, get your asses in
Yes.
here.
He had to take over 40 different positions all in his shipmaster chair. You know how many screens you might need to have put up to have that, to be able to do that?
Of screens.
So, respect on the shipmaster.
Respect this man.
Until he betrayed the human and sided with Atriox. This is
Fuck
lore.
This guy.
this is actually in the lore. This is actually in the data logs. You could find the Arbiter. You can find data logs of the Arbiter and Shipmaster going back and forth, and it goes to the end of the Arbiter cutting down the Shipmaster on St. Helios after the Shipmaster was trying to get Arbiter to side with Atriox.
And Arbiter's just like, no.
So yes,
because my homie is over there.
no.
Also, that just goes to show.
In fact, it shows how terrifying the Chief is. No, in fact, you know, also pissed off. And at the end, the Arbiter even says, sent a SOS to the UNSC as a trap. What happened to you?
Reloading.
Yeah, that's where the Arbiter's mindset is right now, and is basically he has to run a whole fucking planet, still in civil war at this point in time, while also now
dealing with the new generation covenant,
while also trying to figure out what to do with trying to figure out how he can send allies, because he wants to send out. He knows that there's a treaty with him and the UNSC, and if he breaks that treaty, so he has to send troops, but he doesn't have the troops to send. So
basically, the Arbiter is in a situation of if he breaks the treaty with the UNSC, he's fucked. Because
he
after
loses his backup. He loses his backup because he also has a. In fact, you know the wanna know where the multiplayer spawns are being sent to? They're actually being sent to the front lines of. They're sent onto the elites. They're sent to St. Helios. But the Banish thing is going on right now too, and in fact, so basically, there's this thing where the Arbiter needs reinforcements from the UNSC, but also the UNSC needs reinforcements on this thing. So pretty much the UNSC are also in a tug of war.
Which is, yeah, it's a whole mess.
And honestly, I think if we have a standalone game we play as the Arbiter in the future, would be a smart idea, where you actually finish Halo Sword of St. Helios, and you play as the Arbiter throughout the whole entire game.
Yep, and then you can and that would lead into the next game after Halo Infinite, because then you could have
the reinforcements
Arbiter,
from.
You could have the Arbiter show up with not just, Sangheili reinforcements, but also additional UNSC backup, because he was able to.
Plus your multiplayer Spartan.
Yeah, because you were able to free up assets to fight the Banish. So now the Banish.
Is that the gimme jibs?
And if I were them, I would actually make the second half a free downloadable content. Basically, pull a Destiny and actually, make the second part of the game a free DLC though, like a free update.
Yeah.
As a sorry for the the flop of the bullshit they pulled, the cliffhanger they pulled on Halo Infinite.
This ain't gonna be good.
And this would be a good filler right now for the build up to Atriox, the final fight against Atriox. And it would add the gap on where's the Arbiter? What's going on with the Arbiter?
Yeah, and since, of course, co-op is a thing, the co-op of the second half of Halo Infinite, basically, would be Chief and the Arbiter, just like it was in Halo 3.
Yes. Also, at the same time, like I said, I think the first half of the game, I feel like if they do the first half of the DLC is the Master Chief setting up his own, basically, it's basically getting as many, basically doing the free roam stuff, but instead of doing free roam, we get rid of that, and he basically, there's multiple objectives that the Master Chief has to do.
Basically,
and
there's a continuation of the gameplay loop of Halo Infinite, where you're rescuing Marines, getting everything set back up, creating forward operations,
but instead it's three different missions, instead of it being all open world. Because I don't want that. I do not want that back. get rid of that system. Just make it 3 different missions. Make it kind of like Halo ODST in that way.
Where the open world is just getting started.
Yes. But you could pick up supplies and all that. And then after that, that's where you find the 2 other Spartans. And then the second half is now the Arbiter taking on the Banished fleet with the help of some Mac cannons.
Because the UNSC is back on its feet at this point and is ready to kick ass.
And also now, but they're also using, they also found out a new fighting tactic is have a super carrier block the smaller ships that have the Mac cannons to block the incoming fire and have the Mac cannons fire out.
Basically, keep the smaller
Doors
and
open.
less defended UNSC ships in the back because they have more capacity to do heavy damage, but they can't take it in return. Whereas the Covenant super carriers that the Arbiter would have wouldn't have as much pain potential as the UNSC ships would, but they could eat more pain. Basically, protect the UNSC ships from the Banished ships while the UNSC ships lay down fire.
And then when they get down, it's 8. And then when it goes to Master Chief. So mind you, right now the Master Chief doesn't know this is what's going on right here. He can't see that. He doesn't see this battle. So he charges in ready to fight Atriox. So during that mission, that's when both die. Master Chief gets fatally wounded.
Of your bones have disappeared.
And then have the multiplayer Spartan pick up. And if you're on co-op, you play alongside the Arbiter. And at this point in time, got along with all the other Spartans. And when Master Chief, when you got the coordinates and it led you to Master Chief, Arbiter understood what was going on. And because they're the type of people that don't need words.
Yeah.
To understand what's going on. Master Chief, the Arbiter sees him, he knows he's dying. But he also sees a chip, the same chip that he got from Cortana. Mind you, that was basically the pride and joy of... So the Arbiter realizes if Master Chief is giving something like that to this guy while he's dying, there's something about him.
There's something about this dude. I don't know what it is.
But that also is good telling without having the character speak. In this very tragic moment of your character looking at the Master Chief who's wounded, and then going from your character's perspective to the Arbiter's perspective. You know what I mean? Like swapping perspectives. The Arbiter, and then it cuts to Arbiter when the Master Chief, when you take off the helmet of the Master Chief and we see his face for the first and only time of Halo, Halo history.
Hey, laser sights here.
Adult.
The original Halo 4.
Yeah. And for the first and only time we see his face, the way he looks, his hair, like an adult Master Chief. It's you putting his helmet on his chest.
Uh-oh.
And then also he pulls out his dog tags and he gives them to you. You look, and at this point in time, the Arbiter kind of tells you your character doesn't speak.
No.
But the player who's playing him knows how much history they have. So that so he gives the Arbiter the dog tags as a symbol of you deserve this more than anyone.
Honor.
But at the same time, the Arbiter knows the dog tags. The meaning of the dog tags is basically it tells you what it is, but doesn't know the symbolization of giving a dead companion.
The dog tags as a fallen friend.
Yeah. So, but when he got that, he felt honor in a weird. He couldn't explain it. Can't explain honor. You just feel it. So he holds on to that, and in fact, on the and then for the rest of the game, which would be cool, little detail. The Sword of St. Helios has Master Chief's dog tags on it. Right?
Either that or you could see Arbiter wearing it.
It has to be on a piece of armor or on something that's really close to the Arbiter. And then maybe at the end we can
Either
see
a weapon or his armor.
Yeah. And then at the very end we can see Arbiter's wife, and we could probably see him putting it as a jewelry, like a piece of jewelry on her at the very end.
Either that or he could, like, because I know the St. Haley build shrines essentially to honor their fallen warriors. I think he'll really see
Yeah. At the same time, I think being more of a, also trying to understand more of UNSC culture, try something different for the Master Chief, knowing more about the human culture, and honoring and then honoring, basically giving this piece of his history to his wife as a piece of a jewelry out of is kind of big, even for that could be like respectful, and that could show the Master Chief learn more, the Arbiter learn more of human's tradition, and then at the end we can see a helmet, Master Chief's helmet, on a shrine. Also celebrate in a way showing off that they also celebrated they're honoring Master Chief in their way too. Basically, he gives a really close, basically the only identification of the Master Chief to his wife at this point in time. What probably the biggest thing that the UNSC would ever want from anyone is the Master Chief's dog tag. Knowing the value of those dog tags, probably at the end of the game, like explaining, like, from a shipmaster or not a shipmaster, but like a high admiral, explain that whoever entrusts that, and basically, but explain how much of a hero the Master Chief is to the humanity and all that. Explain that if they gave it to you, you better take good care of it.
Don't fuck this up, or you will have an entire legion of extremely angry humans knocking on your door.
So I think giving it to, and I think this is the only, and then,
ow, motherfucker,
and then on the comms, we hear the admirals are like, "How's the Master Chief? Where's the Master Chief?" We hear the Arbiter says the Master Chief has fallen, and it's the only time that Master Chief Spartan's been reported dead. Because an Arbiter who doesn't know that tradition, you consider Spartan's MIA. You know what I mean? I think that would make a good symbolization, and also confirm to, I think, and then
get on Virgil's boat.
Earth's greatest hero, being the only Spartan to be confirmed dead too, would be either, and then would be considered.
Commons, you'll never take me.
You'll never take me. What would you consider that, like a high on, like be like cool, or do you think that kind of ruined it?
Yeah.
It'd do a little bit both. It'll be mixed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think if the Arbiter, my thought process, if the Arbiter says it, and only the Arbiter says it, people accept it.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to the final battle.
Think about it. Think about how strong. Okay, so Arbiter's wife
The
is super
sacrifice
strong,
be like.
right?
Yeah.
And Arbiter is stronger than his wife, and Chief is stronger than Arbiter.
Mm-hmm. Well, also at the same time, the Arbiter is actually considered strength-wise weaker than his wife, but more battle experience.
Well, I'm just talking in general, who would win in a fight? Arbiter would win over his wife, and Chief would win over Arbiter.
Yes.
Imagine Arbiter...
Alright, y'all. I know it was a short stream, but we're gonna end it here. It'll probably be longer next time. Next stream will probably be coming to you most likely tomorrow, so look out for that. Hope all who joined enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.